A change in address could be coming for 41,000 Gwinnett County residents, but not without a fight. Voters there are inching closer to municipal elections in the proposed city of Mulberry, but county leaders want the northwest Gwinnett area to remain unincorporated.
I'm at one of the voting precincts in this community. This is Hamilton Mill United Methodist Church, where people will go to the polls in November and select their new city council members unless Gwinnett County has its way. This stretch of Brazelton Highway near Hamilton Mill will soon become part of the new city of Mulberry.
This community is engaged. They want local control of planning and zoning without city property taxes.
State Senator Chuck F. Strachan lives and works in this community. He is also part of the Mulberry transition team and has spent much of his time fending off lawsuits attempting to stop cityhood.
This is the 7th lawsuit now trying to thwart the will of the voters out here. The city of Mulberry passed overwhelmingly on the ballot.
Most recently, Gwinnett County filed a 17-page lawsuit against the state of Georgia, arguing that the approved city charter for Mulberry is unconstitutional. The county stated that the charter prohibits Mulberry from imposing a city property tax unless voters change the charter in a separate referendum. The county's legal team argued they already have the power to do that without a referendum. Therefore, the complaint says, quote, the city of Mulberry should not be allowed to come into being, nor should the upcoming November 5th, 2024 election for city council occur, end quote.
I think instead of filing lawsuits, Gwinnett County and other opponents should just focus on building a great relationship with the new city of Mulberry.
Atlanta News First has learned that Gwinnett County could stand to lose an estimated $8 million in operating revenues if Mulberry officially becomes a city in January.
So it's the exact same process that we've seen for other cities that have been created.
I checked with the State Attorney General's office about the constitutionality of this process in developing the city of Mulberry, and they told me they believe the process has been constitutional and therefore should be upheld. In the new proposed area of Mulberry in Gwinnett County, Adam Murphy, Atlanta News First.